everyone, my name is Jake, or Crew Productions, and today I will be showing you all how to build this ultimate everything farm in your own Minecraft world. Now essentially, this thing is a bunch of different farms in a very compact space, and with just a few dots of redstone, it gives you all 8 different items, pretty much anything you guys would ever need in the farming department in Minecraft. So this one little box covers a whole lot. It's very simple to build, very easy. I will be showing you all a full tutorial, and this is what your final design could end up looking like. Anyway, here are the items that this farm actually gives you all, and keep in mind, this thing's completely automatic. All you have to do is set it up, and it will just keep pumping out these different items until it pretty much falls apart. Anyway, the ultimate farm gives you all unlimited seeds, beetroot seeds, wheat, beetroot, melons, pumpkins, sugarcane, and cacti, which is super amazing. And then it also has a miscellaneous chest here for anything that doesn't happen to get sorted. But yeah, it's super efficient, and just leaving it here over time will pretty much give you an unlimited supply of any of these materials. So if you guys are in any need of any of these materials, you can pretty much have unlimited food using this method, unlimited melons and pumpkins and sugar. It's really great. It just makes it so you never have to build another automatic Minecraft farm, pretty much ever again, because this will cover you for just about everything you guys would need. Now, before we get started building, allow me to explain to you guys what we're actually going to be building. And this is what sort of the farm is going to look like once you're done with the tutorial. Unfortunately, the outside doesn't look too pretty, and you have to spend some time to kind of pretty it up. But once you get it finished, this farm can honestly look pretty nice. I'm really happy with how this build turned out. But anyway, here's the redstone and what we're going to be making today. Now, essentially, how this farm works is it uses some of the new villager mechanics in 1.8, where the villagers can actually harvest and plant different seeds. So down here at the bottom, what we're going to be having are 2 villagers that are going to be roaming around harvesting the wheat, and then another villager roaming around and harvesting the beetroot seeds, which is a pretty nice system to get you unlimited wheat and unlimited beetroot. Pretty awesome. And then if we move up here on the one wall, we have a nice sugarcane farm along with the other wall, and then on the right here we have a melon farm, and on the left here we have a pumpkin farm, and that's how you guys get the pumpkins and the melons. And then all throughout the middle you guys have a cactus farm all stacked up, and then we just have some redstone along the outside to trigger all the pistons, along with a little clock right here that will trigger the pistons to turn them on and off. So honestly, the redstone behind this thing is extremely simple. I just managed to put it in a nice area like this, and the way the farm works is it collects all the items using a little minecart that roams around down here at the bottom. This version doesn't have it set up, but if we peek our head in right here, you can see there's a little minecart going around the bottom, and he's actually picking up all the items, like all the pumpkins that you saw just fell, and the melons and the sugarcane. The minecart's going along, picking up those items along with the wheat and the beetroot seeds, and what he's doing is he's going over and actually dropping them off into these chests. So the redstone behind this thing is extremely simple. Pretty much we are just utilizing the collection system down here for the wheat farm slash beetroot farm, and we are combining that with a sugarcane farm, a pumpkin farm, a melon farm, and a cactus farm, so that way we don't have to build different collection systems, but rather we can just use the minecart collection system that we already have in place to collect everything from all the farms all at once. Very easy and very simple to build. Now, the way I managed to accomplish having both beetroot and normal seeds in the same area is I actually have 2 different villagers down here. Now, by having 2 different villagers, I managed to give one beetroot seeds and I gave the other guy wheat seeds, and so that way, whenever there's a crop that needs to be harvested, either one will go up to it, and then either one will either plant a wheat seed or a beetroot seed. Okay, so here's a rough estimate of all the materials that you guys are going to need to actually build this thing. Now keep in mind this is just a rough estimate, but if you are thinking about building this and following along with the tutorial, I would recommend at least gathering this supplies right here, and that should give you guys a good start. Now keep in mind, the villagers are going to be the most difficult part of this farm. And 2 is going to be extremely difficult, but if you guys just want 1 villager down here just doing wheat, that shouldn't be too hard. Now, here's how you do the villagers. I'm going to explain the villagers now because they're super difficult, and if you guys want a more in-depth video on this, I'd recommend you go down in the description and check out my automatic wheat farm video. Anyway, the way the villagers work is you guys have to find a village that's pretty much brand new. It can't be around for a long time, so find a new villager and just make sure he's wearing an all brown coat. He can be a farmer, I think also there's like a shearer or something like that, but just make sure he's wearing nothing but a brown coat like the two guys I have in here. And then what you're gonna wanna do is throw him either 8 stacks of normal seeds or 8 stacks of beetroot seeds, and make sure he picks up every single seed in those stacks. If he leaves any behind or he doesn't pick up the last stack, unfortunately that means the villager already has something in his inventory, and most likely he's not going to be able to actually harvest in an automatic farm like this. So if he picks up all 8 stacks, you should be good to go. And I would just make sure by throwing him another stack, and he shouldn't be able to pick that up, and that means you can actually bring that villager into your farm. Now, I will be going through this tutorial as quickly as possible, so feel free to pause the video if you guys need to. I also provided a download link down in the description to this very world I'm in right now. So if you guys want to look at it in your own Minecraft block by block and actually build it that way, feel free, or you can also just copy it into your world. But anyway, getting started with the tutorial, what we're gonna do here is I made a little 9x9 grid along with some redstone blocks right here. Now that's just to power the rails, so feel free to use levers on the bottom if you guys want to, or torches around. But anyway, this is going to be the rail system that we have to collect all of our items from the farm. So we're gonna come over to this side and we're gonna place a block on the side just like that and actually have a hopper going into that block right there. Pretty cool. And now we're gonna start building all of our rails. So a powered rail right there, leave that guy unpowered, and then we're gonna take some rails going off in this direction. We're actually gonna power these guys and over in this direction. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a nice spiral pattern going all the way around, making sure that we cover every single block. Now these rails right here are actually going to be unpowered for the sorting system that we have going on later, but we do want to throw in as many powered rails as possible. So we're going to do some powered right there, some more powered, and then we'll go back over in this direction. Now feel free to not use as many powered rails as I'm using here, but definitely just keep in mind the more powered rails that you guys have, the faster that the whole collection system for all of your farms is going to work. Okay, we got one more swirl to do here. We're gonna come around in this direction, just like so, avoiding the middle block right there. And there we go, we got ourselves a nice swirl pattern. And then we're gonna throw down a little glowstone lamp right there in the middle. Okay, so now we're gonna build the sorting and unsorting machine. To do that, go ahead, place a block right there, break that guy, and we're going to place a comparator facing in that direction. Have that guy going into a block with a torch on it, a block right there, and then a dot of redstone. And that will build you guys a sorter. And you can actually test this by throwing a little hopper minecart on the track. And if you actually drop some items down here that the hopper minecart will pick up, as it drives by, it's gonna go ahead and stop. And then if we put something like a chest here at the end, it'll empty its items out into the chest. And then once it's done emptying its items out, it will go ahead and continue on its journey. Cool, we built our whole collection system. So what we're gonna do next is just go ahead and place a bunch of dirt on top of all the rails that we just placed. All right, awesome. So we have the area where our villager's going to be harvesting. Now in the middle here, go ahead and place some water. And then on top of that water, we can actually go ahead and place another little glowstone. So that way our villager doesn't actually walk on the water. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and surround this thing in glass, but feel free to just make it so your villager can't actually escape from the middle. And then what we're gonna go ahead and do is hoe in every single little tile of dirt here and actually till all this dirt. And then go ahead and place down your seeds before you actually release your villagers. You don't want your villagers going in on an empty field because then he will waste his seeds and pick up some food and won't be able to correctly perform. He won't be able to harvest out there. But if you go ahead and plant all your seeds, you know, half with beetroot and half with normal seeds, or if you guys are doing all normal seeds, go ahead and do that. But then we will be ready to release our villager. So there we go, I went ahead and planted half normal seeds and half the beetroot seeds, and I have my brown coated villager chilling over here. Now just to recap, you guys do have to find a brown coated villager, strictly only wearing the brown coat, and then what we're gonna wanna do, go up to him and toss him 8 stacks of normal seeds or 8 stacks of beetroot seeds. So there we go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now go ahead and make sure he picks up all of those stacks. If you see any seeds left here on the ground, unfortunately, you can't use that villager. He already has something in his inventory. But if we go ahead and try to toss some more seeds, you can see he's actually not going to pick those up, which is exactly what we want. And make sure your seeds are planted before you actually push them in. But now we're gonna put in our villager. There he goes. Awesome. And he will start mining as soon as we give him some space. But we'll go ahead and spawn in our second villager. So that was a villager for normal seeds. Now we want a villager for the beetroot seeds. Awesome, there we go, another brown coated guy. We will go ahead and grab some of our beetroot seeds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. There we go, 8 stacks of beetroot seeds. If we go ahead and test them with something like a normal seed here real quick, he actually won't be able to pick it up, or he shouldn't be able to pick it up. Awesome, he's not picking it up. So now we can go ahead and send him into the farm. Uh-oh, did he just fall through that? He just I love you, Minecraft. You gotta love Minecraft. God dang it, he died. Oh, okay, well, now you gotta find a new villager. Okay, all right, let's try this again. Why? What? What is going on? Are you kidding me? That's the second time. Okay, third time's a charm, I guess. Here's your 8 seeds, Mr. Villager. Please do not fall through the map this time. I'll put some glass down there. If he falls through the glass, okay, don't fall through the dirt. Don't fall through the dirt. Awesome, all right, there we go. Unfortunately, Minecraft's really annoying, but hey, we have our 2 villagers in here. This guy will be planting down some normal seeds, while this guy will be planting down beetroot seeds. Awesome, so now we have a farm of both wheat and beetroot. And we can already set up this guy. If you put a lever right here, that's an on-off switch. That way you can actually turn the farm on and off if you guys wanna prevent the lag. But just like that, we built an automatic wheat farm that will collect all that good stuff. So now we're gonna build a nice circle of dirt around the top of this wheat farm. And on this side, we're gonna have it 2 wide, and then on these 2 sides, we're going to have it only 1 wide. So it should look something like this. Awesome, we got a nice ring of dirt for all of our farms above. So we have our ring of dirt. I went ahead and put some blocks on the side, and this is where we're gonna put in our water. So we're gonna go ahead, fill that guy up with water for the sugarcane, along with this side, but this side's a little bit different. We're actually gonna go ahead and break those 2 pieces of dirt. And right here, we're going to fill that in with a couple blocks, and then we're gonna put a sign right down here. You can put a block right there, and then this is going to be water, and that will actually supply enough water for all of the pumpkins that are gonna be growing just right there. And then we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So go ahead, put a block right there, a block right there, or actually, not a block right there, yes, a block right there, and then a sign right down here, and a block right up there. And then some water on top of that, and then we can fill in some water up here for the sugarcane, and we should be good to go. Now let's go ahead and place down all of our pistons. So the first line of pistons are going to be right up here, and that's going to be a line of pistons facing towards us. These are going to be 5 normal pistons, and then we're gonna do the same thing on the other side, but this is going to be a couple more pistons because this one's a bit longer all the way across. There we go, awesome. That's for all the sugarcane. Then we're gonna go ahead, come back 1, 2 blocks just like that. Do a nice line of blocks on this side, and this is going to be all sticky pistons facing towards us, and that's for the pumpkins. Now we're gonna do the same thing on this side, so come out 1, 2, 3, and then a line of normal blocks going down, just to make it easier, then a line of sticky pistons. Awesome, we're almost done. Now what we're gonna do is come up 1, 2, right here on top of this line of dirt, do a nice line of blocks, then we're actually gonna come up 1, 2 again, another line of blocks, and then we're gonna fill this in with some sticky pistons facing in the downwards direction. Awesome. And then we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So come up 1, 2, just like that. Nice line of blocks. Then come up 1, 2 more. Another nice line of blocks going all the way across. And then a bunch of sticky pistons in the downwards direction. And then we can remove the blocks on top. But awesome, that is all of the pistons done for the machine, just like that. We got all the water. We can go ahead and till this land right here. Again, that's going to be where our pumpkins or melons are gonna be growing. And now, all we have left to do is connect up the redstone. All right, now we're gonna build the little bit of redstone that this farm actually has. So go ahead and go up to one of the 2 pumpkin farms, and we're gonna go up to the sideways facing pistons right here, put a line of blocks on top of that guy, and then a line of redstone across the top. Have that guy going into a block, then we're gonna come out a couple, have a redstone repeater right there, a block, a dot of redstone, and then a block right there. Awesome, so now we're actually gonna go ahead, we don't need that block, but we're gonna go ahead and create a little bit of an etho clock. So to do that, we're gonna place a comparator facing in that direction right there, then a sticky piston right there, another sticky piston, have that going into a block, 2 hoppers right here going into each other. Awesome, a comparator right there, another block, and a final dot of redstone. Now that's gonna create a clock that's just gonna pulsate on and off. Pretty simple stuff, and all we gotta do here is throw in a couple stacks of items, and what that's going to do is every couple minutes, because we threw in a couple stack of items here, what's going to happen is these pistons are gonna pull back and then push forward. We're also gonna want a row of blocks right here, so that way the items actually fall in the areas that we want them to. So kind of, create some walls, but be creative with your own sort of design for this thing. Awesome, something that looks like that, and then we can do the same thing on the other side. Now what we're gonna do is we're actually going to take this redstone line right here, and we're gonna drag it around to the back, and all you gotta do is go ahead and connect it up to some of those pistons right there. So just go ahead, drag this redstone line around. We are going to need to throw on a repeater right there so it's strong enough. And then it's gonna go ahead and trigger all of those pistons as well. Awesome, so now every couple minutes, both of those are gonna trigger. And now go ahead and take a torch and put it on top of that block right there. And essentially, we're gonna do the same thing for the top row of pistons that we did for the bottom. Now you can easily test this. We're just real quick, destroy this repeater right here. And now what we're gonna do is create a line of redstone wrapping around to power all of these pistons. So we're gonna power all these guys and then come on over here. Then we're gonna power this row of pistons as well. Awesome, so we got both of those guys powered. Now come over to this side, and the reason we destroyed that repeater back there is so this way we can actually tell how strong our redstone signal is. So over here the signal's a little bit weak, so we're gonna add another repeater and then continue this line going across. And awesome, we have all of our pistons set up. Pretty easy stuff. We can just throw some blocks on here so it looks all nice and pretty, and then go ahead and throw on this repeater. And hey, just like that, we have ourselves a working farm. Awesome. All right, so just take some pumpkin seeds, melon seeds, and sugarcane, and what we're gonna do is take the sugarcane, place it all along the outsides here, and then on these 5 blocks as well. Awesome, and then what I like to do is I like to have pumpkin seeds over on this side, and then on the other side, you can just throw on some melon seeds, and you should be good to go. Now back here, I would prefer that you guys actually put down some blocks, so that way the items actually stay inside of the farm. And then it also just makes it look a little better if you actually surround this thing in blocks and give it some structural sense to it. And then the same thing with this side, we can just throw in some blocks right here and right here, and we should be good to go. Now there's one more farm left for us to build, and it's a pretty easy one at that, so we're just gonna go ahead and continue this middle pole up the center of the farm. That way no items are gonna fall on it, and also so we can build our cactus farm. Now to build the cactus farm, come up from the glowstone 1 block, and we're gonna place some signs on the side of this block. Awesome, now go ahead, place some sand on top of that guy, up. There we go, cool. And then we're gonna destroy this block right here and place some cacti around the corner. Now that's pretty much a cactus farm right there. They're gonna go ahead, hit this block, then they'll fall off, land down here where they will be collected. And if you guys are feeling extra crazy today and you really need the cacti, then you can actually expand upon this cactus farm. Even though this will supply you all with plenty of cacti over time, if you are really in the need, you can go ahead and throw on some more cacti. So to do that, we're gonna go up here 2 blocks, place some more signs, and here, we're actually going to go 1, 2, 3 signs out. And then right here, we're gonna go 1, 2 signs over. And now we're gonna do that on all the sides. This side, we can only go out 2. And then we're gonna go another sign over and another sign over, just like that. So do that on all the sides. This side, we're coming out 1, 2, 3. And then on the middle one here, we're coming out 1. And then on this side, we're coming out 1. And then finally, we have 1 more row left, and that's going to be, that's going to be coming out 2. And then 1 on the corner, and another 1 on the corner. Awesome. So what that's going to allow us to do is actually plant a whole bunch of sand. Now, we don't want 1 in the middle here, because you can't have 2 cacti growing next to each other. But if we go ahead and place 1 in the middle and then 4 around it, we get a nice checkerboard pattern like that. We're gonna do the same thing on this side, but destroy the 1 in the middle. And then finally, awesome, 1 more to go. Sweet, that's gonna give you guys so much cacti. We're gonna break this middle block here, and then you can go ahead and just start filling in the cactus. Wow, awesome, there we go. That is like a crazy good cactus farm. Now what you can actually do is go ahead and throw on a little fence here in the middle. That's gonna break the cactus. And then also throw on a fence over in this side and also on the 2 corners, just like that. Sweet, so you got your fence, you got your cactus, and what that's going to do is the cactus will grow up, it'll hit the fence, it'll fall off, and then the cactus will fall down here. Look, we already got one, and they're ready to be collected along with everything else. And yeah, that is pretty much the farm. You guys are like 100% done at this point. However, I will show you all how to quickly build a nice little item sorter down here at the bottom, which obviously makes your whole farm look that much better. So to build this sorter, come down here at the bottom by the rails, and then we're gonna come over to the front of our system, which is where this little clock is. And right here on the edge, we're going to do a nice line of hoppers, and we're gonna have that guy connecting up to our original hopper. Now this is why we didn't actually power these rails right here, because the power gets in the way of this sorter that we just built. And this redstone block right here gets in the way of the sorter as well. So we're gonna replace that redstone block with some unpowered rails, and that way, when you put in some items, you should notice that they flow all the way down here to the end. So now that we have our line of hoppers here, go ahead and come on down 1, 2, and then we're gonna come over 1, and this is going to be a nice line of blocks right here. Going all the way down, we're gonna have to build 9 sorters for our 9 different items. Then come on down 1, 2, and over 1, just like that. And then another line of blocks going all the way down. Awesome. Now on this bottom one, we're going to have repeaters, we're going to have repeaters in this direction. There we go, on 1 tick of delay. Awesome, have those guys going into a block, just like that. And then on the top here, we're going to have comparators in this direction going all the way down, just like that. Then put a line of blocks. Awesome, then 1 more line of blocks, just right there. And then we're gonna put dots of redstone on all of these. And just like that, we should build a bunch of sorters. Sorry, we do have 1 more thing to do. That's a line of torches going down. Then we just have to place our hoppers. So to do that, just put a hopper going into the comparator, just like that. And we're gonna do that all the way down. And then we're gonna start placing our chests. So I would recommend grabbing yourselves some trap chests, and then, oops, I have caps lock on, but then just some normal chests. And then what we're gonna do is actually come out here. So we're gonna go 1, 2 like that, and then a hopper going into that guy. And that's going to give you all, you know, a nice chest right there to put your stuff in. And then we can continue this pattern all the way down of trap chest, normal chest, trap chest, normal chest, trap chest, normal chest, and then just put some hoppers going into it. And hey, you built yourself a nice sorter. In case you guys have never used sorters before, here's how you set them up. We're actually gonna have items flowing in here, but make sure nothing's in it. And then in this first slot, we're going to put 18 of the item we want to be sorted, and then fill up all the other slots with 1 item. And now, whenever you put seeds in the machine, it's gonna go ahead and get into this chest. So if we go ahead and see, where are our seeds at? Are they getting funneled in? Yeah, okay, so seeds are going in this chest, and then all the items are flowing. And you have to do this for each item. So this next hopper, we'll go ahead and sort wheat. So just grab 18 wheat, and then 1 in all the other ones. And now this chest is gonna start filling up with wheat. And you just do that with all the different items. This guy wants to be sugarcane. Awesome, just put up, stop, get out of here, melons. Melons, I don't want you here. Why are melons in here? But we're gonna put in sugarcane in the beginning. Awesome, and now sugarcane will start flowing into this chest. Sweet, so it's a very easy system. And then what I actually have over here for twice the storage is I come down here like this, and I actually put in some normal chest, or actually come back one, and then a hopper right here. So that way, when you get some seeds, they actually flow down into this lower chest. It takes a little bit to update, but if we go ahead and throw seeds in now, they'll start coming down here in this lower chest, and I will quickly do that on each of these. And now this last chest here, we can actually go ahead and get rid of this little bit of redstone here at the end, because this is going to be the miscellaneous chest. Sometimes we have so many items going into the machine at once, Minecraft glitches out and doesn't actually sort the items properly. So whenever that happens, or whenever you throw something into the system that isn't one of these 8 items, it'll go ahead and flow down into the miscellaneous chest at the bottom. But yeah, we did it. We created a farm for pretty much everything that you would ever need to farm in Minecraft. Like this is beautiful. So yeah, this farm, it's not 100% efficient and super lossless, most productive farm out there, but it was fairly easy to build, and it is a ridiculous amount of farms in a very small space, especially because we didn't have to build a whole lot of collections. Coming out of this one minecart hopper are going to be 8 different items. It's not super fast, but it is 100% automatic. So I'd highly recommend building this thing in the spawn chunks, and it will actually be loaded like 100% of the time. Okay, so just like with every redstone project, there were a few mistakes. Now it turns out that this little repeater here, even though I told you guys to test it with it turned on, so that way you can see if it powers everything, it doesn't actually get this last piston to push. Hence why this sugarcane isn't actually getting cut down. So very easy fix, just throw a little repeater on it, and it'll obviously be strong enough now to actually work, and we can put that repeater back, and we should be good to go. And then there's one other thing, and that is the fact that when it actually triggers, it releases water down here on this side. And that's my fault. I actually went ahead, and this piston should not be there at all. All you gotta do is remove that piston. You can see on this side over here, we don't have the piston. And then on this side, for some reason, I accidentally added it. So just get rid of that piston and then throw that dirt back there and fill it up. And yeah, you'll be good to go. You can fill up that side too. Awesome, so now we have a working farm, and we'll throw the repeater back there. But anyway, it's no big deal. We are still getting plenty of items per hour, and our little villager friends will just go ahead and replant any of those empty spaces. But yeah, hopefully you all have enjoyed. These farms are extremely efficient. This guy over here, he's been running for about an hour now, and already look at how many items he has just through the duration of this tutorial has he been running, and he already has just a stupid amount of stuff in him. Like, that is ridiculous, and it looks really nice if you actually spend the time to decorate it. Obviously, this is the same exact redstone over here and the same exact skeleton. You just gotta add some pretty blocks to it, and you can make it look really nice, and it's a lot of farms in a very small area. Pretty much, at least in my Minecraft worlds, if I were to build something like this, I would be set for life. Like, once you build this, really you don't have to farm anything else in Minecraft. You can build a cow farm and maybe a chicken farm, but really you could live off of bread, and it pretty much has anything else in here that you would ever need for crafting. So yeah, pretty awesome. Really happy with how this guy turned out. And as I said before, world download link down in the description. Now, if you guys stuck along all the way to the end, first of all, let me say thank you. And also, there is a link in the description to where I built this thing during a live stream. So if you want to see my thought process of actually coming up with the redstone and building it from scratch, be sure to check that out. Link down in the description. I streamed this whole thing to YouTube, where you guys in the chat room actually helped me build this thing, which was a lot of fun. And I really like how it turned out. You know, it looks really nice, and it also works extremely well, giving you guys just a ridiculous amount of items with you not even having to do anything. It just automatically puts everything in these chests. Oh, and it's just awesome. So anyway, my name's Crew. Thank you all so much for watching. And yeah, I'll see you guys in another Minecraft Redstone invention. Adios.